So Jonathan, we've come to Killavullen in
Yeah.
North Cork today to see your farm and your business. You've a very interesting story, I suppose.
Yeah.
So Greenfield Yogurts anyway,
Yeah.
is what we've come to see.
Yeah.
So it's a family farm anyway here.
Yeah, it's a family farm, a very normal family farm. You know, milking 70 cows. As I said, very traditional Irish farm. And I suppose in a couple of years ago, in 2017, when I was thinking, how would I ever, if I was to take over the farm, how would I ever expand it, or what would I ever do? We were milking in a 6-unit parlour at the time. And I suppose the first thing is you'd be thinking, will we try and get more cows or this or that? And then I kind of had this idea that could I process some of my own milk? And it started in my mother's kitchen. I was living at home at the time, and saucepan of milk, and I started just messing with it really. And then I said I'd make a bit of yogurt, and looking at videos on YouTube and stuff like that, and it turned out pretty well, and it was actually quite nice. So after that, then the bug kind of kicked in, and I didn't really stop. It was a hobby that kind of got out of control. So yeah, I did a course then in Ballymaloe in yogurt making, and kind of took off from there. So yeah, I went to a local farmers market with it then, and I got good response and stuff. And from then I renovated the old farmhouse, just the kitchen in it. There's no one living in it. So just renovated the kitchen and just got it set up with the Department of Agriculture then, and approved and everything as a dairy. And then I started off just with 6 shops, and I had a cold box in the car, and that's what I did for a couple of years. And then from then, in 2020, I built the new shed. So it was just a steel tech shed that I put into the footprint of an old stall, milk stall that was there in my great grandfather's time, over 100 years ago. So that was fairly derelict, and I just put in a steel tech shed there. And with the help of Leader, I got grants, and I was able to buy some good equipment. And so yeah, some good equipment in there, and I started with a distributor then, and going into more shops further afield. So
I suppose the challenge you faced, Jonathan, at the time, maybe when you were looking to come home, or maybe to get more involved at home, was maybe a lack of scale.
Yeah.
Maybe the inability to expand. So
yeah.
you looked to add value to the milk.
I mean, obviously the easiest way and the most common way is more cows, but we're tied on land. We wouldn't have had any more land as such, so we were only able to go a couple of more cows really, 5 or 10 cows more, and that'd be kind of our max. So then to add value and to try and make the business more sustainable for the future, that's when the yogurts came about. And again, just trying to add value to the product we produce. I mean, Ireland, in my opinion, produces the best milk in the world, and you can produce so much from it then. So yeah, making yogurt then was where all that came from.
So it's many businesses that have started from the kitchen table. Like fair play.
Yeah, it started from the kitchen table. Indeed, yeah. As I said, a saucepan of milk in the mother's kitchen, and just went from there really. And I bought a little machine then after that, when I started in the farmers market. Bought a little machine, a dehydrating machine that you could put 15 pots into. So I'd pasteurize it on the saucepan, and I did a little thermostat, and then cool it down. And I was adding the small little culture in then that I got online at the time, and into this machine then that would keep it warm for 10 or 12 hours, and then out of there then into the fridge. So it was able to make 15 pots, which sounds very small now, but so yeah, I do that. And then I bought him, as I said, then when I just renovated the old farmhouse, the kitchen in it, and bought a pasteurizer from China, a Chinese Alibaba crowd.
Right.
And that got me just going into 6 shops, and then I moved down then, as I said, below. So so yeah.
That's very good. Not only are you milking cows, Jonathan, and helping out here, you're also a teacher. So you decided after your leaving cert to become a teacher.
Yeah.
So you've
became a
done
teacher.
that for a while too.
Yeah, became a teacher. Went to Mary I for 3 years, so a primary school teacher. To be fair, it was my father and my mother were milking the cows here. I was only helping out, an odd evening or bits of weekends and stuff. But they were doing it all. So yeah, and that, look, when I started the yogurts, then it was a nice little sideline with the teaching and stuff. and love teaching as well. I was teaching 6th class for the last couple of years. Before then, in 2022, I went job sharing, so teaching week on, week off. So that's when I got really more involved in, and when I started to take over, and when I put in the robots and stuff. So, and obviously the yogurts was expanding as well. So week on, week off suited there, and I'm in special education there now.
Great.
So, which I really enjoy as well.
Yeah.
So it's a nice balance, like, you know.
Okay. And I guess the robots and all the use of technology helps you.
Oh, it's
you know,
huge.
just in terms of balancing
Yeah,
your whole
it's
time.
huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
Like when you're working off farm, when you know everything is tipping away along at home, fine. You know, there's no one sweating, lifting buckets of stuff and everything, and you know, bringing in a herd of cows to milk and all that. So it's just tipping away here nicely all the time. So
it's a good blend.
Yeah.
The way you've set it up.
Yeah.
And maybe, do you know, obviously you were used to dealing with the public as a teacher, but
Yeah.
going to the local farmers market in Killavullen, trying out your first samples, was that a bit daunting?
It was, to be fair.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be for me. I was kind of, more or less, you'd hate to be putting yourself out there, like, you know.
Yeah.
If you could do it and behind a mask or something, it would be nearly nicer.
Yeah.
But
there's no way of avoiding that.
no, so did that, and look, to be fair, got great feedback, and people are very nice, and, you know, give you a great boost to push forward, like.
Yeah. So were you kind of giving away samples for free to start?
Yeah.
Or how did you work it?
Yeah, I was giving samples to people, and then small samples now, to buy the bigger pot off me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that. And then I suppose when I got more serious then and got set up with the Department of Agriculture, that's when you go down the route of testing and quality control, and I had to learn all that. I did courses in it. It didn't just happen, like, so. So yeah, I kind of know a fair bit about food safety now, but at the beginning I knew nothing. So yeah.
Okay, so I suppose we're coming back to the main road, but a lot of the old infrastructure and the stalls and you know, where milk was produced many years ago.
Yeah.
So you brought it back to life a bit again.
Yeah, so that's what I just built, as I said, a steel tech shed. That's the old footprint of the old stall that was there.
Yeah.
Left that there, and look, maybe it would have been nice to renovate it, but it was just easier and cleaner for food safety and hygiene to do that. So and I suppose
you effectively moved from the kitchen table to here, basically.
Moved. So moved there. Myself and my father put up the bit of a foundation for it, and the shed was put in, and then we got it wired and did the flooring inside there and stuff like that, and put in equipment. And I suppose it's kind of off the farmyard here. It's in its separate location. So when I had a distributor collecting yogurt, he'd be able to pull in here, and it's separate to the main activity of the farm. So yeah.
So you're taking your milk down in a trolley this way, are you?
Yeah. Take it down in a trolley. It's manual enough that way. So yeah, this is the building that we put up in 2020, and just tiled the floor ourselves and did most of the work ourselves inside here, really. So yeah, there's pasteurizing tank and cold water tank. So how it actually works is that's a 300 litre tank and a 500 litre water tank. So, and there's gas underneath. So there's a jacket of water inside in that tank, and that's what heats the milk. And then when it wants to cool, then it sends the hot water out into the cold water, and the cold water comes in then.
Okay.
So that's how.
What temperature do you need to bring it up to?
I bring it up to 90 degrees.
Okay.
And I hold it at that then for kind of 20 minutes or so.
Right.
And then it's cooled down then rapidly. So that's pre-cooling. So you've 2 degree water then coming straight in, and that'll cool it down quickly. And then at that point then you add the culture, and it stays then fermenting then for a number of hours more, and after that then goes back into cooling mode for cooling it down before packaging.
Right.
So,
yeah.
And this is, so when I started off, I was packaging all manually, so pouring it in, and I had a sealing machine that used to seal it down, but then we got this machine then, again with the aid of leader. So this machine, it's able to pot nearly 2,000 pots an hour if it was running at maximum speed. I have it on the slowest setting, which is still 1,200 pots an hour. So it does my batch of 600 pots very quickly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Again, another key piece of technology.
yeah, and I have this little printer then here that's printing the date now, and I just added that on myself. Actually, that was an after feature that I just made up the bracket and stuff myself. So
Okay.
so yeah, and then all the yogurt in before going out. Now I have the cold room coming this week, so above in the new place, which will be a massive help. So, but that's kind of how we're storing.
Yeah.
So
So as we're looking, how many different types of yogurts are you
that's
doing?
That's all. Only one.
One range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it there.
Yeah.
So it is a natural yogurt I do, and it's made only with milk. There's no powders in it. If you look at the back of a lot of yogurts, there's skim milk powder that can be difficult to digest and stuff. So my yogurt would be quite a light yogurt, then it wouldn't be like a Greek yogurt. It wouldn't be hugely thick. So it's just whole milk and culture, and nothing added in or nothing taken away. And it's tested in for live bacteria, so which a lot of them aren't actually tested for. So mine has huge levels of bacteria. Like if you were to there's 1.1 billion live bacteria per gram. So there's huge live bacteria, and it's great for gut health and for anyone with stomach issues or anything. So got a lot of positive feedback from
Even
people.
on the design, I'm looking at the barcode there. You've done a nice shape of a barcode. So
Yeah,
okay,
it's funny how you see stuff. You know, I saw that now when I was traveling. I think that was in was it in America maybe or somewhere. I've seen it. Something similar. It wasn't exactly that, but something similar. I said, God, that looks nice. And I took a picture of it at the time, and then I sent it to a graphic designer. I said, can you make me something similar? So yeah, that's kind of a nice little feature I have there.
Great.
So yeah.
So how have you found the retailers? You're obviously heavily involved with them. How have you found them, say, in terms of?
Sure, they're great. I mean, my business wouldn't survive without them. So you know, and they're fairly good with margin and stuff as well. Like I kind of give my price, and that's it really. You know, I suppose it's slightly different to maybe like the vegetable growers that are. I mean, a carrot is a carrot. You know, it's either an organic carrot or a standard carrot. Whereas there's kind of no brand associated with it. Whereas with here, I have my own brand, and you know, you can kind of say why you're different, and you can kind of put your own price on things then.
And they have good start programs as well. You were saying as well in terms of getting people on shelves.
So I'm going. I mean, I do a lot of SuperValu, Centra, and independent retailers. They'd be my main ones, and then I have a distributor as well that does other shops, health shops, mainly kind of in Dublin and stuff. So that distributor is based in Ballyvorney, in Cork, and then Lidl and Aldi then come on board. I had Aldi last year for a special buy, and those special buys, they're huge volume. Like, you know, you'd be going morning, noon, and night to get the volume out for them. But you know, it brings you into a whole new market. So I've Lidl coming up now on the 19th of September. We're going in there on the Thursday of the ploughing, actually. Okay. So every store in the country, so including the north of Ireland. So there's 220 stores. So there's a lot of volume to be done.
So I suppose it creates a platform for you if you want it and you have a good product.
Yeah.
It's a great runway for you to get going.
Yeah, like look, you need a product to start off with, and that's my one. Where I branch into next, I suppose definitely a flavoured yogurt or a smaller pot, like an on-the-go pot, is what we're looking at. But again, they're difficult to develop. It's not something you do overnight. So kind of developing that with Moore Park at the moment. So
would it the same machine packet, or would you?
It will because I'm actually looking at the same diameter pot, but it would be just a lower pot.
Right.
So you'd often see now, in the smaller pots, they're actually quite a wide pot now. And the reason for that is because you can package them with the same machine. So yeah, this machine, as I said, it's been a great investment, funded by Leader again. Yeah. So couldn't do it without them. It just wouldn't be financially viable to do it without them. So yeah. So
you teach maybe 1 week on, 1 week off, is it?
Effectively, I change over days of Thursday. So I do Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay. And then I'm off Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So that's when you be at yogurt and farm stuff. And sometimes you have to go at yogurt after school as well. It could be in an evening, but I try and avoid that. If you're kind of well planned.
You can do it when you're not teaching that week or those days.
Yeah.
Great.
So you get a batch done early in the morning. Still, you could be going at other farm work in the afternoon, but
So would you have any advice for people looking to do something? You know, again, I suppose where we see going around, it's a challenge maybe, where there's maybe 60, 70 cows. If there's your mother or father are on a farm and the next generation are looking to come, that it's a challenge, I suppose. It's expensive to live nowadays.
Yeah, like, I mean, you know, it isn't easy, like 60 or 70 cows nowadays. It's kind of, you know, you'd be kind of saying a small little off-farm job would really keep a fella going or a woman going. You know, like, you know, even if it was a 3-day job somewhere. And that's where the robots kick in then for me, because, and I think going forward, it definitely will be something smaller farms will look at in the future, where you have a bit more automation that'll allow you to go off farm and do other things. And again, for me, this was my way of expanding as well.
Yes.
Like, you know, the idea was that you could be milking maybe over 100 cows, 150 cows maybe or something, as in generating the income that 150 cows would, but only having 70 then. So adding value is key to the business.
So roughly, would you say, if you have 60 to 70 cows, by doing this, has it in effect given you another 30 or 40 in terms of income, or?
I suppose, I suppose at the moment I'm at a building stage that anytime I'm generating money, I'm buying stuff for this business again. So a lot of it hasn't really gone back into the farm as such, the way I would have thought. But it's still good because I'm developing it, and you know, like, you're at it when you're developing a business, you have to spend money, and that's what I'm doing a lot of the time. When you'd be making money, you'd be spending it as quick. So but no, looking at the future, it's definitely something that I want to stay going with, and I see it as a key part of the farm in the future. You know?
Well done. So let's go up and see the robots and see where the milk is being produced, and
so look, it's a little bit different to conventionally what people would imagine. So cows actually milk themselves, which is a very strange thing to think that you're not here and cows are milking. We'll head up and have a look.
Yeah, great.